Disruption Networks.
What's happening, everybody? How you doing? It's EC Radio time. You can follow along on all Disruption Network social media platforms. Before we get into anything, much love to the sponsors. Much love to EJA Moving Services, the professional movers. When you're ready to move and relocate, hit them up at 315-335-0516 or hit them up online at ejamoving.com. There's not a task they can't handle. They can do pretty much whatever. They'll move your studio. They'll move your gym. They'll move your mom. They'll even drive your car to Florida for all you snowbirds out there. So if you want some car transport, hit up EJA Moving at ejamoving.com, or once again 315-335-0516. Also, shout out to my attorney Dave Longaretta, who's been keeping me out of trouble since probably the early 90s. Give him a call today for legal advice at 315-735-6162. Also, big love to our friends over at Utica Coffee. We're drinking the Utica Coffee right now. The Art of Darkness. Aaron, what are you thinking about the Art of Darkness right now?
Dude, this is gnarly.
Is that good?
It's gnarly.
I love it.
It'll get you up and going, I'll tell you that.
Definitely get you some wings, if you will. I hate to take the Red Bull slogan away from them, but this Utica Coffee gives you wing.
Red Bull ain't got shit on this.
Red Bull ain't got shit on this. No. Also, we can't forget of our good friends over at the Saranac Brewery. Saranac green tea. That's what I'm drinking today. I'm drinking a little bit of coffee. I'm drinking some peach mango today.
Saranac, bring back the pomegranate wheat, would you? Summertime.
Summertime?
Yeah.
Summertime. Sir, no audio? People saying I have no audio right now? Let me see. I don't know.
I can hear you.
You can. That's all that matters to me, Stacey.
I can hear you.
What's going on, Mama? How are you?
Oh, trying to stay ahead of the COVID. One step ahead of the COVID.
Yeah, great. Cough all over my shit, Aaron.
See, that's fucking exactly why I'm not sitting in that studio with you.
No.
It's bad enough on a regular day what you could catch from that motherfucker. I don't want to fucking get a case of the fuking vid as well.
Hey, listen, in the 90s, I wore rubbers. In the 2000, yeah, Magic Johnson, 91, Magic Johnson got AIDS. I started wearing, listen, I got no venereal disease. I got no kids, and I wear a mask, and so I got no COVID.
No COVID.
I've been tested twice, so.
Nice.
Get tested,
I have
people.
Yes, it's important to get tested.
Wear a mask, get tested.
Stacey, I was telling Aaron the other day, we got into one of our heart-to-heart conversations late night. You know how he gets, right? I don't have to explain to you how he gets. And I was telling him, actually, Aaron's a pretty good wingman. Right?
Yeah.
You've helped me out.
He's a great wingman.
He's
always said that.
I'm in for the long haul.
Yeah, exactly.
He's always said he's a good wingman. He's a good wingman.
Yeah, because
I don't think,
go ahead, Stacey.
I don't think anybody. What the all-time best wingman in the world though was your buddy Leo.
Eric Leo for sure.
You're not the only person who said that.
He is fully committed to his wife. She's a sweetheart. They have a family.
100%.
He did a 100% turnaround because he was the wingman.
In the 90s, Eric Leo was the best wingman.
She knows. Sure.
She knows all of that. She'll tell you. My favorite thing that anybody ever said about Leo was Boonville, who told me that he could be so drunk he could have pissed his pants, but at 2:00 he could be sitting in his own piss, and some girl would want to take him home.
Yeah, no, he'd be passed out at the bar.
And Aaron would have a fistful of money, and anything to keep a party going for hours and hours, and he couldn't get a date.
No, it'd be me. Me and Z would go back to his apartment, and E would get a ride. I mean, he didn't pick girls up.
Well, he was in that.
They picked him up.
he was in that apartment, and we heard a lot of strange shit come out of his bedroom.
But I do have to say, Erica stopped him in his tracks. So
yeah, for sure. That's what we have to say. We have to note it as in the 1990s, he was probably the best
he was the wingman, but at least he was smart enough when he met Erica to just put the brakes on. I mean, he didn't pump him. He slammed the brakes on and
Yeah.
He's a good dude. I wish people could have been there to watch him in action. To see those days.
You know, she's still seeing him in action. I've seen him not be able to even form a sentence, fall down, and she's giggling, saying how great he is. Ain't he great? He does the stupidest shit. You know?
Yeah, and then there'll be like
that girl ain't right either.
Then there'll be 3 girls trying to pick him up.
None of us are right.
No. Hey, they're dog lovers too, so they're good people.
You know, Stace, I was telling him he looks a lot better than the last time that I seen him.
Who, E?
No, you.
Oh, thanks.
You.
Which was when?
Which was when we were tearing down that stage, and he just got back
Oh,
from.
yeah.
When?
I thought he was dead. Honestly, looking at him, his skin was pale white. He could barely walk. He could barely talk. He was slurring his words, and he had no idea where the hell he was.
Stacey,
and I'm like, oh shit, is Boonville okay? I was thinking you're driving him to the hospital. Actually,
Stacey, I'll let you explain that one.
He ate a chocolate bar that was a THC chocolate bar, and he didn't know that he should have taken a bite of it. He didn't know what it was. It was sitting where he was sitting where the kids could get it, I guess.
Yeah.
And he did.
It was I got billied. I'm gonna just put it out there. I got number one got me. Billy said, take a bite. I just thought it was really good chocolate. He's like, you ate that whole thing? I was like, oh man, that's not gonna be good. But I was okay. I mean, I was on a plane in an airport for 2 days, but I was fine. And then and I ate you eat candy, you can't gauge nothing. I was fine for an hour, and then I fell out. Like Stacey sent me into a bank. We went. She voted. I mean, when we showed up. When we showed up and I ran into you guys, I was non-functional. It was, I should have not got out of the vehicle for sure. But I got billied.
You got billied.
I got billied hard. I mean, I deserved it probably.
I'm glad you brought up number one because you did mention the word number one.
He is number one.
I don't think Stacey really ever ranked anybody.
No,
I think it was just all you, dude. I think it was just all kind of your.
No, she ranked him one. She looked at me and I'll tell you a great story. We were at the State Street Theater.
It's probably not true, but I'll tell you a great story.
No, it's true, Stacey. This is 100% fact. We're at a Cheo show at State Street Theater in Ithaca, and of course, we're running, we're pushing, gear. So Billy's with us, and we went up in the catwalk, and we just free climbed. Stacey's like, "Go with Billy, learn something, would you?" And so that's true. We free climbed up, And I'm like, you don't tie on. And I said to Stacey, I said, what happened if I fell like up top? I mean, it's got to be 60 feet at least. Mm-hmm. She go, I just have number one come over and clean up the fucking mess on the stage. Billy,
that's definitely true.
Billy, get this shit off the stage. So, that's how I learned, how to go up and kind of rig shit was Billy. But, I mean, tie down.
I'm going back to the ranking system here.
Well, that's where she said number.
She said, go number one will clean you up.
Yeah, she always said Billy's number one. She told me that day after day after day. But he was number one on the crew. I would think.
Can you put anything to this? Is there a ranking system in your world?
I've never ranked anybody. That's all him.
There's no ranking system. No, there's no ranking system. But Billy was always, for what we were doing when I was first on the scene, it was number one, then there was everybody else. Yeah. Because Billy could do whatever.
Right.
So I learned a lot from him.
For sure. You can learn a lot from him. And shout out to Billy Yeager right now.
Yeah. Fuck Billy. He billied me, and I couldn't even speak to you guys. First day. I survived Guatemala, and I got billied.
Shout out Greg Bell too. He's saying, "Hey guys, Merry Christmas to everybody. Happy holidays." This is exactly why I wanted to have you guys come in too. It's the holidays. It's such a weird holiday this year, so I don't really get to see friends and family that often, especially in 2020. Yeah. So it's good that you guys can come.
Do you guys celebrate the holidays? You got anything there to do a shot to our buddies?
I do, actually. Well, I didn't bring a shot, but yeah, he's got a shot of Crown Royal going, and I just got a seltzer.
So what do you tell everybody what we're memorializing here?
So we, as a group, we've known each other for many years, and we've had a lot of people pass away on us.
Absolutely.
And it seems like in December we're always celebrating a couple buddies of their lives.
I know where you're going, yeah.
And so back in 2010, we lost a good friend of ours, Mike Hauk.
Yes,
and then
sir.
in 2015, we lost our good friend, Chris Phelps. Yeah. So,
Oof.
Yeah, and so it's weird because they died like 5 years apart, pretty much exactly to the day.
Yeah, I didn't realize that till I saw a couple posts on Facebook, and I didn't realize that.
So it's another reason why I get together and actually celebrate the lives of Hauk and Phelps, because I mean, two of the greatest men you'll ever meet in your life.
Yeah, without a doubt, man.
So here's cheers to you guys. Love you both you fuckers.
Cheers.
Salute. Here's the Hauk and Phelps.
Yeah, the world would definitely be a better place if they were still in it.
Phelps comes to me in my dreams. I've had a couple dreams about him a couple times. And the last dream that I had about him, I was telling him about an air fryer, and he looked at me and goes, son, I've been cooking on that shit for years.
Yeah, right?
It's such Phelps fashion, you know?
Well, if you're gonna bring up cooking and that, how about those Wednesdays at the Hauk Boonville residence? I can't believe I just referred to myself as Boonville, but the Aaron, the Hauks upstairs, and Damon and Phelps deep frying. If you brought it, it would get deep fried.
Yeah.
So those,
Man.
We were deep frying anything.
Mm-hmm.
And people were bringing crazy stuff.
It's like the state fair up in there.
That was Wednesdays. That was our one day. It was the one day we all got together. Stacey would come up with a crew. I think one time he brought dinosaur barbecue.
Oh, yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
Damon's birthday or something.
Yeah. And then it was deep frying Wednesdays with Chris Phelps and Damon and a cart of UC. Damon would show up with a hand cart of Utica Club and the Wednesday was my favorite day of the week. It really was. It was when we all just got together, and it was Utica Club and deep frying.
Wacky Wednesday.
Wacky Wednesday. I mean, we deep fried stuff you weren't supposed to.
What street was that? What street was that?
Scott Street.
No.
Yes.
No.
Street. Yes, it was.
Jason?
Oh, Jason. Shit. Scott,
Jason lived
Jason.
there. You don't even remember.
Well, I think I lived on both.
I remember how to get there. I thought it was a guy's name. I remember that.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and we had a lot of late nights at that place. And then go walk the psychiatric center, the old rundown 1 Main over there.
Oh, man. We had some, it got crazy. I don't think I
learned how to play pitch over there.
Yeah, we played pitch. Remember the one time you brought Mark Bolus?
Oh my God, that
we
was
haven't
so
seen
fun.
him since.
I remember sitting at the table playing cards. Yeah.
After
that was a fun night.
After he left Utica, he became religious.
What was
He's like, I'm done with these clowns.
Was Under the Gun playing, right?
It could have been.
Yeah, that was that bus trip. We took a bus to Utica.
But he rode with you, and then we went back to my place.
No, he rode on the bus, but he didn't go back on the bus.
Right. Oh, yeah. Well, he rode home with you, didn't he?
Yeah.
But yeah, he was.
No, I stayed. Yeah, I had a room. I stayed at the hotel, and next thing you know, when the bus is gone, I'm like, what the fuck, boss?
Oh yeah, didn't he crawl in bed with you?
He was great. Well, he might be the first one. You know how many people do we hold the record for people in a bed at the Hotel Utica? I think.
Holy shit.
Now that was your birthday, right? Well, I want to say that
was
maybe
like my 35th birthday or something like that.
Your 35th birthday, and that was quite the rage. Now, was that the evening that Damon smacked you with the paddle, and then everybody he hit you so?
I don't know if it was.
He hit you so freaking hard. We heard it over the band.
That was definitely a birthday, but I don't know if it was that same one.
Everybody did a collective. Oh! He wound up like he was Reggie Jackson on you.
Jeez. Left-handed?
No, he didn't. No, he wasn't left-handed. He came in and he pounded.
That's just a fun fact for you Yankees fans.
Wondering if it if it was the same evening or not. I can't remember if that all was tied.
I attribute all the craziness at the EC to Jägermeister.
They still.
That's like when everything.
They
I don't
still
know.
make
Is it
that
still,
stuff.
I wonder, is that still a thing in the bars?
No, the Jaeger machines and whatever, but they still make it. I know that much. I saw somebody do a shot. I was like, I hadn't seen somebody do a shot of that time. I think too many DWIs.
I think Whittle or somebody gave Damon a Jaeger machine for his basement. I'm like, that's like giving a fat kid a chocolate fountain.
I gave it to him.
Like,
it was from the EC?
Yeah.
Dude, Damon was, when Damon would walk in the bar, and he wouldn't be there long, too. He could take care of business quick because he probably had some more shit to do. He'd be back, but he'd come in, and it was like, you just stop in, you're on your way back to Boonville, and you get Damon. Fucking 5 shots of Jaeger and, a couple beers. And it's like, shit. And he's
sometimes you'd even get a bonus headbutt.
Yeah. Oh shit. That's when you know that's love right there. If Damon don't headbutt you, you ain't shit. You know what I mean? That's like his Eskimo kiss,
right?
Or something.
I can't remember. He was headbutting somebody one night, and it was just so
Him
loud.
And Stemmer.
Oh yeah, it sounded like 2 bowling balls hitting each other.
That's pretty sad. That's pretty sad when I know who it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was epic.
It was epic.
It was like 2 mountain rams.
But they didn't feel too epic the next day, I'll tell you that.
No, but they just went back to the bar and started drinking again. But I remember seeing Stemmer. I wasn't there, but I ran into Stemmer after that, and he had a big knot on his head. I said, "What happened?" He goes, "Oh, me and Damon were just having fun."
Yeah.
All of the shit all the fun and all the crazy stuff there. What I always liked about that place when I first started going there was that you were really community based. Like you guys always a bunch of friggin' partying drunks, just always raise money for charity. Somebody passed away, you'd have a benefit. There was like a shit ton of benefits there.
Yeah,
but
too many benefits.
There were 2 questions about this one. The fucking what would you do for a tattoo thing? The one where they got, who won that tattoo? Who was that?
I don't remember that.
Oh yeah, it was the grossest night of my life. Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, this is back. So Todd and the boys. I want to say it was Todd's 10th anniversary as a tattoo shop.
Where was he? Was he still next door?
Yeah, he was next door at Varick Street, Eternal Images, and they decided they were going to give away a $5,000 gift certificate or a free back piece or whatever. And so people handed in what they were going to do, and you had to get like grosser than your next competition.
Oh my Lord.
It was disgusting, man. Nagel called it Hepatitis Thursday.
Oh,
because there was just puke all over the floor. We've talked about this before. But the guy ate a whole jar of mayonnaise.
No.
And he ate it, and then he threw it up, and he ate it again.
Okay, now, I was like, I love mayonnaise. I don't love it when it's regurgitated.
My favorite one is the guy that got naked, Rich Hubbard, if you remember Hubbard.
With the bologna?
He got buck naked, and he poured mayonnaise from head to toe. He's buck naked on the stage at the EC, and we were throwing bologna at him.
That's when I walked in. It was like I have walked into more shit at that joint like that. Like walk in and or you brings, hey, you know what? Let's go and have a drink at my buddy's place in Utica. It's cool.
Well,
with somebody random, and there's a naked guy, lunch meat thrown at him.
Stacey, that reminds me of when I walked out of the bathroom and Bobby Miller's ass was on fire.
That was mine.
No, that
was
yours?
Was
Dave's ass.
That was mine ass.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Did you catch Bobby on fire too, or something?
No, Bobby lit it on fire for me.
Well, same
actually,
thing.
no.
Bobby
I think
lit his ass on fire.
No, Muffin lit my ass on fire.
Muffin lit your
And
ass on
Bobby,
fire.
at the time now, I am completely wasted out of my mind. So I made Bobby be in charge of putting my ass out on
putting
fire.
the ass out.
Yeah.
Well,
Like, if there's anybody I trust right now, it's you, Bobby. So, Bobby, you're going to pour this pitcher out on my ass while it's on fire right now.
And he
did.
And the whole bar smelled like burnt hair.
Oh my gosh! Well, that's what I walked. Okay, so the owner of the bar, as I come out of the bathroom, has got his ass on fire. I just remember seeing Bobby jumping around. So, and the thing is I probably just went to the bar and ordered a drink and didn't even say anything.
Yeah.
You know.
The sad part about it too was I didn't light my ass just once on fire. It was twice because I wanted to see if I could hang
twice.
longer.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's on. Were you trying to fart or were you?
Stacy has it recorded.
Oh yeah, it's on video.
I have a video of it.
Oh,
The very first flip phone video.
Put
You
that
said
on.
you want to do it again because you're like, I think I can go longer.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
How long were you open, Z? 10 years?
Uh,
What were you open? 10, 15 years?
10 years.
10
Yeah,
years?
yeah. Well, just shy of 10 years.
And it was a good thing because,
Yeah.
you know, that was enough.
That was enough.
Because it wasn't.
It was enough.
Stacy's like, it's a community bar. It's real cool. Now people are slapping bologna on their asses with mayonnaise and setting each other on fire.
Fucking naked guy covered with mayonnaise getting meat thrown at him.
I seen it all at the electric
stuff.
company. Hey, that's how. Listen, that's how why the three of us are sitting here. It's because the electric company. I caught bumped into Z, sitting by himself at the bar. Z never would drink at the bar.
In the beginning.
In the beginning, but you never just sat at the bar and drank like on a Tuesday. You know what I mean? If it was the full circus in town, whatever. But it was a Tuesday. It was a Tuesday night, and I walked, or not, I didn't walk. Went to the bar, and you were sitting by yourself. I think like Nail Creek wasn't even done yet. Those guys were working over there late at night, and they came in, and you were drunk, and you were like, "Yo, you want to go see Grateful Dead? You want to go backstage? I got backstage." And I'm like, "Z." And I remember I was living with Tochi at the time. I got out of the house, and came down. And I'm like, "You're nuts." And you called Damon, and you put him on the spot. You're like, "Yo, we bring Boonville, right? He's right here. You're on speakerphone or something." Damon's like, "Yeah, I guess so." "Oh, yeah, let me see what I can do." You're like, "Yeah, fucking Boonville's coming." I'm like, whatever. I didn't know. You were. I don't know why, but you were sitting by yourself, not just having a few drinks, but pretty good. Where you thought that was a good idea to bring me along.
I don't remember.
And then that's when we went to Phil Lush at the Armory.
Oh,
And
that's
I
when you
met
met
Stacy. Yeah.
Yeah.
We get out of the car. We pull in the building, and
Z said that's the biggest mistake he ever made in his life.
yeah, that's that. And here,
Right up there.
And here we are. And that was December 5th. December 4th, 2005.
Ah.
Yeah. Yeah.
15 years ago.
Yeah. And yeah. And so when we came pulling in, I mean, we were driving around, and
Driving around, you were sleeping.
Yeah, I know. But you guys were driving around.
Uh-huh.
I woke up because we were downtown Albany.
Yeah.
And we're driving around, and I was like, "Yeah, I knew it. We ain't this, that." All of a sudden, the door opened up. There was Stacy, and we drove in. I was like, "All right, I guess we got backstage or something." And Vinny was talking to Chris Robinson from Black Crowes and Phil Lush, and Z gets out of the car and says, he looks over and he goes, "Yo, what up, you guinea wop motherfucker?" And Phil Lush almost crapped himself, and Chris Robinson took off running. And I just remember looking over and going, "It's okay. They're from Utica. They're Italian." And everything was like, "Oh, okay."
That's not the first time Stacy has had to deal with my entourage.
And I came in. I'd been up playing poker all night and partying, and I came in. I was like a piece of shit. And for some reason, Stacy thought, "Who's this piece of shit? Maybe I need to take another one under my wing."
The best time that anybody had to deal with your entourage, Z, was when Aaron and I were your entourage in Lake Placid, and we took over Freitag's hotel room. Poor Freitag invited me to Placid for, what was it, Snowdown?
Snowdown.
Oh yeah, you guys can all stay with me.
Yeah.
Shit, we were barely back. The show was barely over, and there's somebody knocking on Freitag's dressing room door, hotel door, saying, "Is this Z's room?"
Is this Z's room? He did say you all can stay in my room. So,
he did.
Yeah.
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 He had half the artists of Snowdown.
When he came home.
Right, he had half the artist at Snowdown in his bathroom in his hotel room.
In the bathroom. In the bathroom. Who was it? It was Sam.
Peter, yeah.
Was fuzzing. I don't know. There was or whatever.
You had a wild one. That was a wild
That
one.
was a wild one.
And then Freitag and his girl broke up like the next day.
Maybe it was a good thing.
He didn't survive that one.
No, well, maybe he's happier now. Maybe he should thank us. Freitag, call us. You're welcome.
It's probably the reason why he moved.
Yeah, he's
like slim and trim and living life, man.
Yeah, he's doing well.
I remember him having to go in his part of the room we took over. And
did he get married? Or no, he just had a girlfriend. Did he get married?
Yeah.
He's
okay,
married?
I thought so.
Yeah, he got married.
See, maybe there was the wrong girl. We were just looking out for him.
Yeah,
You're
we helped him out.
All 40 of us. All 40 of us.
You're welcome. Yeah, that was the poor bastard, though. Famous last words. You guys can stay with me.
Yeah.
Good luck. We didn't sleep that weekend. And that
we were actually good guests because we just kind of, we did get a little bit of, we were laying on the floor and then got up and.
I don't remember.
Yeah. That's one part I do remember.
That's one of the, what was that game we were playing? Little Fuzzy, Complete Blackout, or what was it with the pass?
Yeah.
I got
the sweat. Good memory, Little Fuzzy, or Complete Black. That was
Complete
definitely
Blackout.
Part of that.
I'm fuzzy at points. Blackout.
Fuzzy daily.
It's from past drug abuse and concussions.
Do you want to get to that?
Concussions or past drug abuse?
Both of them.
I'm not afraid. I mean, I am who I am. I don't condone it. I recommend not doing it.
That could be a game, Z. That could be a new game from Boonville. Concussion or drug abuse.
But I do remember that trip. Bits and pieces, but mostly the good pieces.
Oh yeah.
I got eddied. I ran into Eddie.
But we had a lot of catching up to do though, because we didn't get up there till last call.
Oh yeah, we were. It was like when
we left Utica after 12, and we were in Lake Placid by last call.
Wow, I know, right? Who drove? You drove or she drove?
I drove.
You did, yeah.
I drove.
You got up there quick.
Hey, somebody hang on to this. I'm driving fast.
And I was that somebody.
Me too. Those are pals right there.
Yeah, exactly.
It was we had Vince Gill in Syracuse, and here's the thing with me and Stacey, and this is maybe.
See, I don't remember that part. Like, I don't remember that we had a show that I don't remember that I had Vince Gill that night. You remember stuff that I don't.
Same.
Oh well, I remember that because Vince Gill was playing by himself on stage. I felt like he was serenading me. He was, I fell in love with him for a minute, but we ditched. Because Chris was the house,
Is it the Landmark?
At the Landmark, yeah. So we did slow down, and I don't know. All it takes between me and Stacey is someone to spit out the word road trip, or do you want to go? Uh-huh. And that's it. I mean, we've ended up in Chicago, fucking Maryland, Vegas, but. I don't know how it came up. I don't even know if we were going to Lake Placid. Were we going to Utica or did we? No. So we said we want to go to Snowdown. And I'm like, well, we got to stop and see bleep bleep his name. I'll bleep his name up. And then we grabbed you in a bottle of Jameson.
Yeah.
And some Saranacs. And so we skipped loadout. You skipped closing your bar down.
Yeah.
We got to take the band some Saranac as an excuse to go do something stupid.
We had a 6-pack of Saranac. We got to bring them some IPAs, and so me and Stacey just jumped in, and then we asked you if you wanted in, and you were in, and we were off and running.
Didn't even bring a change of clothes or anything.
No, well, we didn't change clothes. So, but we did make good time. I know that much.
I want to preface this by saying, before all this, I was going through a breakup, and you had gone and told the whole band that Z's kind of down in the dumps. That's actually, I think that's why you guys came and picked me up and kidnapped me.
That was the.
And you were telling the band, like, Z's down in the dumps, try to pick him up a little bit or whatever. Every member of Mo came up to me like that night, like, hey, dude, you all right, man? I heard you're not doing too good. You all right? I'm like, I'm fine.
Well,
thanks, Boonville.
Hey, listen, we had the Craster party. I had to have a reason, I mean, we were playing football when who was it? Disco Biscuits?
Disco Biscuits, yeah.
I don't even want to say anything about the backstage. But we stole a football, and me and Z were playing catch with Vinny.
Yeah, until Skip yelled at us.
Yeah. And then they're like, hey, by the way, because they had the whole back of the rink. We had like we could throw some Hail Marys in there, and they were like, no, you can't.
Yeah. Oh, that's good, though. That was a crazy weekend. And, man,
yeah, well, that's crazy.
I'll tell you, my partner was really pissed at me for leaving that weekend.
Yeah, well, I thought it was right
Sorry,
there.
Laura.
Laura, he was going.
She was so mad.
It's Aaron's fault.
Laura, he was going through a bad breakup.
Yeah.
It was for the good of the cause.
It was for the great of the cause. That was a great time.
That was crazy.
But that weekend was the first time.
Oh, wait a minute. You got to tell the Z. I'll let my host here, my partner, my guest host Z, tell the story of the Utica Club hockey team.
Yeah, I was just about to say that.
Oh, were you?
That's the story I was about to get into.
You're supposed to hold up a card and
we
go.
Get in there.
Yeah.
We get in there, right?
Zigzags.
Just before closing time.
Last call.
And who's in last call? Who's in this bar is the whole Utica College women's hockey team.
The whole team.
And when I come walking in and, like, they're like, Z!
Yeah.
It's like all of them. They're all in there. And then we're hanging out, dancing, hanging out. Last call.
Stacy's like, how the fuck how does he know like 15 kind of good-looking butch chicks in Lake Placid?
They were all the Utica College women's hockey team. We're hanging out at Zigzags.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden they just slowly dispersed.
Yeah.
Slowly.
And that's when Freitag made the fatal call of, you guys can come to my room.
Was that the plan from the beginning, or were we just winging it?
We had no plan.
We had no plan.
Right?
No, he told me. He told me to come there. Yeah. But it wouldn't be unlike us to go somewhere without a plan. That happened a lot.
Yeah, that happened a lot.
I mean, it's a semi-plan. We barely stuck to the plan.
But Stacey, that's not true, though. I mean, you're really regimented when it comes to like having plans.
She is
things to do.
She is,
and I'm not talking about work. I'm talking about when you go away with her.
No, I've been to Austin with her. Well, not with her, but I know like.
Yeah, he slept outside the house. We all stayed in.
me and Bob Barker slept in the truck. Well, the girl kicked me out of the house.
Yeah, I let Bob Barker come in and sleep.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Like, don't let that motherfucker.
That's right. Bob went in and slept with Stacey. I remember.
With me in my little hut, and there was a bunch of people upstairs, and Boonville had to sleep in a car, but I let Bob come in.
I slept in my Trailblazer, but I had it set up to sleep in, because I was traveling across country, and but I'm like, come on, Bob, and he's like, fuck you, I got a bed with Stacey. So I remember I slept with the back open because it gets hot in Texas, and all of a sudden you're having dreams about Kool-Aid and Gatorade, and I wake up, I'm like, where am I? I get up and everybody's like having breakfast and showering, and Bob's chilling in the backyard, and I was all crusty from the car. But it was worth that. I recommend if your only choice is sleep in the back of your truck and you can go to Austin, do it.
Yeah,
I would do it.
Might as well.
But Stacey is regimented. Like, she had a plan, but it was a good plan. I stuck with the plan. Stacey's like, let's go do this. Let's go here. She knows how to navigate, especially Austin. I've never been there. Maybe later in the night you kind of get lost, but I was always about it. Lucy's fried chicken, right? Stacey?
I know. I never got Z down there. That hadn't happened yet, but it will.
For sure. Yeah,
for
sure.
You gotta go to Austin.
I need to go, and in the beginning,
you can set up this right in somebody's fucking driveway. They don't care.
Probably should.
Yeah.
Previous years though, it was the bar was open it's always around St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah.
So that was
that.
But last 8 years, I have no.
Yeah, remember when St. Patty's Day, Nardi and cousin Josh? I'm gonna throw Nardi on the bus. I don't care.
Okay.
But they so we went and saw Mike Ryan and his band play, at this Irish pub. Right next door was a place, looked like it should have been in Vegas, like Caesar's Palace, those strip clubs. And my cousin Josh and Nardi were 5 minutes into it. They're like, we're going to a strip club. And cousin Josh was supposed to go to Guatemala after that. And Nardi, whatever. They disappeared for like 2 days, spent thousands of dollars. But they went to the strip club, right? And we were doing, so it was St. Patty's Day. So we just left them. We couldn't get them to go with us. They end up like going some after party with Justin Timberlake and Jay-Z, right? And hanging out. That's when Josh looked like Vince Neil. Remember that picture?
Dudley is saying he fucking loves Lucy's chicken.
Yes.
Yeah,
Lucy's
Dudley's an old pro now. He's been a few times. We've had a great time. The first time that Dudley went there with us, and we were at a outdoor, like showcase party. Like most of the time, it's sponsored by a beer company, so there's free drinks or cocktails or like bottomless cups for a couple of dollars. And we're at this place, and it was Rolling Rock, and it was like $2. You get a commemorative cup or something, and you just drink as much as you want. And he's like, "You're kidding, right?" He's like, he's like, "What do you mean?" And when we go to leave, he's like, "What do you mean we're going somewhere else?" Like, if that's all he would have seen in Austin, it would have been perfectly fine.
But it's
drinking
like
all the beer you can drink with good music going in the background,
Hey, Dudley, remember the oysters at Lucy's? The oysters were crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was like
outdoor. Let me tell you, when that whole thing, that was the beginning of the end with this COVID shit. Like,
no,
we knew it was coming. We knew it was here, but they canceled that event South by Southwest. Like,
shit got
like
real.
the week before it was supposed to start, I think. Oof. And if you've ever been there, like the amount of money that is there in sponsorships and advertising, and it's just such huge money that people spend there. Plus, if you buy a pass, it's $800 to freaking $1,400. So for them to all of a sudden just come up and say, no, we're canceling the event, that was like the wave, man, that was heard. The shot heard around the world for sure for entertainment. Everybody knew that everything was going to cancel.
Not even entertainment. That's when shit got real. I remember watching news in the morning, and Tom Hanks popped out with COVID, and you're like, oh. Then they said South by Southwest, and
in the industry, that was the first thing where everybody that works in the industry was like, shit, like this is going to shut shit down.
Yeah. Well,
seriously shut shit down.
When I heard South by Southwest was done, I was like, oh, it was a shout out to, if you know South by Southwest, it was a shout out to it's getting real and shit. Other shit besides music.
I'm glad they did it. It was a bold move to go right then at the beginning to say, no, we're not doing this. It was the responsible right thing to do. People come from all over the world. It would have been like a super spreader,
Mm-hmm. So, if that was Cheo's festival, that should have been up and running.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Let them all in, pal. Let them all in.
Yeah. Gates, open the gates.
Hurry up, get them in.
We'll sell them $5 masks.
Yeah, but that's when... Sorry,
but in that everything that followed that, and that following week was like, canceled, everything,
That was balls to cancel that.
It was. They really...
To the amount of money, the scope of this thing, there's nothing like it on the planet. I've never seen. I was fucking...
Nah, just so huge. Plus, think about how that's their full-time staff that they have,
Oh my god!
They work all year towards that end. They work all the time. For this event.
Thousands of bands flying in from all over the world. That's. Mm-hmm. I can't imagine the money if they could figure out total money lost. I mean, even
I mean, a lot of people in the industry knock the event, because it's cool to, it's way cool to hate the thing. You know what I mean? And if I had to go there with a band in a working capacity, I probably wouldn't like it either.
Yeah,
but it's the one place that I like to go to see music that I don't get to see. I can see it all and overload it in a couple of weeks, where normally I can't go and see music because I'm working. Right. I don't see the music that I want to see. And the music that I like doesn't really come up here to, upstate or central New York, like not very often. So go there, I can see everything,
It's easy to hate on.
And I still enjoy it.
It's easy to hate on, but till you end up down on 6th Street, drunk, lost with your dog, and you.
Yeah, like most people, I wouldn't go to 6th Street or any of the popular spots. I like all the local stuff, and
I ended up down on 6th Street, and I got separated from everybody. But it's the biggest dog-friendly city I've ever been to. I mean, they offer your dog water before they ask you what you want to drink. You can take them anywhere. So, of course, I got Bob. He's just rolling on no leash. And I meet a girl, and she goes, "Hey, got to come to this bar, blah, blah." I go, we get a rickshaw. And I go, "Well, I got my dog with me." So I asked the rickshaw driver if it's okay to have the dog. Meanwhile, Bob's already in the rickshaw. So we go to Jesus, Stacey, you know the place. It's way down on 6th Street. Willie Nelson plays there a lot. It's a kind of bigger place, but so I end up down there, and I go out in the back, and I can hear some reggae music, and I thought it was a sound system out back, so I got Bob with me. We go over, we get a beer out, a big trough of beer, sitting there, get one. And then you go around the corner, and there's Jimmy Cliff playing live under a 12x12 pop-up tent. So you can you can hate it, but then you can run into that, So
I know, it's crazy.
With nobody knows he's back there. There's only 30 people.
That's insane.
Yeah, it's insane. So
Stacey, you ever been to Austin without going to South by Southwest?
Oh yeah. I mean, I like it no matter what. I mean, I like it better, really. Just seeing local stuff and just chilling,
Way better. I saw what's your boy there you like, Stacey McMurtry? Yeah, I went to the Continental, not South by Southwest, because that's my route driving.
Right, he plays there every Wednesday or something.
Yeah, I mean, we went to Saxon's, and Shooter Jennings was drunk out on the deck eating. They had a hot dog stand up. He's sitting there eating 3 hot dogs and chilling out.
I wonder how those places are, hopefully going to survive all this bullshit.
Mm-hmm. It's Texas. It's Texas, so they're probably still partying down.
Yeah, hopefully this shit's done, man. I just want to get back to reality a little bit and get the crew back together. We had a little bit of sense of normalcy this summer, a couple 3 shows or whatever, but that was nothing compared to what we normally do.
It's killing. I mean, people don't realize the music industry and how big it is, how many people it affects.
Oh, everybody. Everybody.
I mean, there's so much shit behind the scenes, not just.
I mean, entertainment in general across the board, right? From, sports to, Broadway to concerts to, whatever, it's just,
I mean,
decimated.
Netflix and those companies are digging it because everything's going right.
I mean, I initially thought that the felt bad about, the restaurants feeling like we're all kind of in the same boat, but in a lot of markets, they don't have the restrictions that we have for the restaurants or, hair salons, but those are,
it does.
It sucks. I mean, that's where the money's generated.
I mean, apparently I come here and once, and then I go to the grocery store, gas station. I'm like, if my knee starts aching, I'm like COVID. I've turned into a COVID hypochondriac,
I actually didn't come out there today because I had to pick up little Zoe from her daycare because they called her mom and said she was exposed to a kid there a week ago who tested positive a week ago, right? A week ago. The kid has not been in the class, but It was a week ago, so the notification process is inconsistent, you know. So she's not sick, but it's been a week since that kid tested positive, and he has not been in the class. But you know, now Zoe's got to get tested. I think she's been tested once before, but she's got to get tested again, and you know, she can't go back, you know, until there's some results. So I had to go and chill with her.
The whole system on how they're letting people know who's got it. It's like anybody in the school gets it or any staff member gets it. You know, they want you to contact trace, but they can't because of people's rights. They can't disclose it. You know, I mean, somebody,
like you said,
somebody
people,
got tested
some people
positive.
aren't saying anything. You know, like you said at home. You know, in your town, they're not. People keep it to themselves because they don't want a stigma. You know, it's like
it's like a dirty disease, and it's not. I mean, it's. You know, let's take care of our community, especially. I mean, it's our family and our friends are the only time we're spending time with people. Yeah. You know what I mean? I go through the right process. I mean, it's a mask. I mean, get a cool mask. Accessorize with your outfit. You know, I like the fact that I ain't got to look somebody in the face and smile at them. Right. You know, I feel like I'm like in Star Wars or something like. You know, I feel like a ninja. I feel like a ninja when I go to the grocery store, and I'm okay with that. You know, I don't even like people anymore.
I actually didn't mind I didn't like the whole drive-in aspect of shows. You know, the drive-in part. But I honestly wouldn't mind if everybody had their own little 10x10 bike rack pod to hang out in with your friends only, so nobody was jammed up your ass. I think that's great. You know,
I saw somebody
order your drink.
Somebody posted a picture, but it was not in the right context. It was trying to say, you know, it was like a far right post, and it was about like they compared a sheep and corrals, but they showed a live. It must have been a live concert, I would assume, and it was. I mean, God knows what. You know, your bike rack bill would be, or where you could even get that much bike rack.
That was over in that was overseas somewhere. They did that. They actually built like little stage decks and stuff. And
you get your
that
little.
Would cost like $1 billion.
Yeah, but it's like you could sell it as you got your own little VIP spot.
Right.
You know,
I would totally love that.
There's nobody.
I hate being jammed in a crowd like that.
Yeah,
you know?
Everybody's holding their phones up and bitching if you're fucking bumping into them and talking. I thought it was cool.
Concerts, cell phones in the air. Oh my God! You know, Joe Altier. You gotta watch this thing. Joe Altier sent me this video. Maybe you've seen it. I know there's been other ones, but he sent me this one of AC/DC in Buenos Aires, and in the stadium, and the crowd is I had to go on YouTube, and John and I sat and watched every video I could get from this concert, and it was like we had so much fun watching it because the people were so animated. Like the whole crowd was jumping and, you know, like in unison, and they were just so into it. And there was hardly anybody with phones in the air. You know what I mean? It was like they were just into it. And I was like, man, I miss concerts. I miss live concerts so bad, you know?
That was recent? That was a recent show?
Oh, no, I think it was several years ago, but
gotcha.
He just happened upon a video, and he's like, did you ever see this? And it's like, there's the difference in how the crowds behave, you know, out of the U.S. versus in the U.S., you know? And I'm like, I'm hoping after COVID, that's how people will be into music like that, you know, because I think we take a lot of it for granted, you know? They don't get as much as we get, you know?
Yeah.
So... And I wonder what a concert ticket. What is it? What would it cost for an AC/DC ticket in Argentina? I don't know.
There's a documentary with Iron Maiden. That's who like the guitar player is the pilot, and he flies their jet around.
Bruce Dickinson is a pilot. Yeah, the singer. Yeah.
And they
it's a big fucking plane. He's not flying the damn crowd.
It's a 747.
Yeah, it's a
747. But they're flying into like Central and South America and Argentina and Brazil, and it's like the Beatles are there, or you know, when JFK used to go out and campaign, you know, it was to get them to their hotel, and then when they're playing like an average concert. It looked like a Woodstock, and the people knew every word. and they were just moving together, and they fucking were going nuts.
Maiden's got that international following.
Jesus, I couldn't believe it. I was like, is this real?
Yeah.
And I think there's a lot of metal fans outside of the U.S., like more widely accepted, you know what I mean? Like a lot, in greater numbers, right? And different walks of life. Like you might not know, you see a metal fan, they're a metal fan, when you look at them here, but I don't know about out of the country. I don't know if it's just everybody likes music in general, or they're just more metal fans that aren't in the U.S. I don't know. Our metal folks would know for sure.
Moyer saying he thinks live music will be over the top when it's it'll be over the top appreciated when it returns. What do you think this state is going to be of live music when it comes back, Stace?
I'm hoping that I'm kind of on board with him on that. That people will support it more, and I think there's been some early data from things that are happening now, which is ticket sales, subscriptions for not just music, but other things like, Broadway and renewals, stuff like that. Their numbers are up beyond, double what they normally are. And in anticipation of things coming back. So that's a good indicator that it could be bigger than ever,
Well, let me ask this. When do you think it'll be back?
Fall.
Yeah.
In some capacity, late summer or fall. I don't
yeah.
think guys. I mean, like honestly, like I'm looking for just any kind of job so that I'll have a job.
JLP.
I don't want to go. I don't want to go to work. I don't know who I can work for, but I'm looking. But I can't it's hard to get a job, and you don't want to call. I certainly could call in a favor and do something, but I also don't want anybody depending on me because I'm gonna fucking quit.
So
I agree.
So listen, anybody that's listening to this, Stacey's plugging for. She needs a fucking job. She'll work as soon as they start booking shows. Check you later. Brought up. Z, let me ask you a question, Z.
Okay.
What's it like to host two people that have nothing going on, unemployed, no jobs?
I do it every day.
We're not.
I'm doing it every day.
We don't have a movie coming out. We're not cutting any albums. We're not doing a fundraiser.
Yeah.
We're just two unemployed people, and I can work on vehicles.
That's
I
why I
can
was
do
like,
shovel
why the
snow.
fuck do you want me on your show? I got nothing going on.
Yeah,
None of us do.
I was thinking that on
Like,
the
there's
way
nothing
down.
on my board behind me. There's fucking nothing. My phone hasn't rang once since we've been on this video.
Can you believe that?
I tell you, when my phone rings, I know it's one of four people. It's if it's late at night, it's Z or cousin Josh telling me he's playing poker online. During the day, it's my mother just telling me to stop and get milk or go do this. And then it's my buddy's kid up the street because he wants to go down the horse barn and work on shit or do something about it.
Mm-hmm.
But
So what's been, before all this started, like last year, it seemed like there was this great, cultural kind of resurgence and all this money moving around in Utica. Like, they're doing improvements in different areas, and there just seems to be more happening. Do you think that'll stop, Z?
No.
Or do you think that?
There's still a lot of like-minded people that are doing some cool things and doing it on a virtual platform. So there's that. And if any town in the United States that needed to get into the 21st century, it was Utica. Yeah. And it was heading that way. And I think now in this COVID period that we're all sitting in, I think Utica's starting to really progress into the 21st century finally. So, yeah, I mean, of course, everything's on pause right now, but I think once it gets going and we can get out of this Corona coaster, I think it's going to be a slingshot for Utica. I think now that we're down, and downtown's starting to be vibrant, and there's the hospital, and there's construction going on. There's a lot of good things happening in Utica, and I don't see that slowing down. I don't see COVID being... Utica has always been in a recession, So, we're used to being on a lockdown, if you think about it.
Utica's had COVID for the last 20 years.
Utica is COVID.
But they are. There's still the hospital's going up. There's cranes over there.
Yeah, they're still working.
Oh, dude, that is crazy, right? That whole area is locked down. You can't go anywhere. Drive anywhere. I mean, what is it? It's taking up how many city? What is the geographical between what and what is that hospital going?
From State Street to Genesee Street, basically.
Right, but in between. Okay, the cross streets though.
Hotel Utica Street.
So Lafayette to like Court. A whole block, right?
Just before Court. Yeah, that's before Court.
Yeah.
Crazy. Because they tore it down, right?
It's quite a footprint, for sure.
Yeah, it is a big footprint. And a lot of people are bitching about it, and it's mostly people like, my taxes and my taxes, whatever. But it's going to,
but it's going to bring so much money in. And
it's not even that.
You need a cutoff point there. It's a great location because, listen, you have some kind of, horrible accident, injury, or, whatever. You need something. They're flying people to Syracuse.
Oh my God.
It's not a level 1 trauma center. Now you're going to have all of that right there. Especially like coming in from the North Country, time is of the essence.
Could you imagine getting an accident up in Old Forge and then they're like, you're too fucked up to go to Utica. We got to keep going to Syracuse,
Well, the thing is, too, and it's great centrally located, but the hospital systems here in the area, you go into one of these hospitals now, and you feel like you walked into 1974 because it's so
like
run down and used.
Yeah,
they got old equipment and they're just old infrastructure, and the buildings are old. They haven't painted the place since the 70s. Like, we need an upgrade when it comes to the hospitals here in Utica.
You're right on it there, Z, because when I went to the emergency room in St. E's, nothing against the hospital. I'm not going to put the hospitals. There's a lot of hardworking, good people in there, but it is outdated, and then not even the building, but the systems or whatever. So when they told me what was going on with me, they were like, the one surgeon's like, well, maybe I could do it, or do you want to go to upstate? I was like, when are we leaving? And I went to upstate in the new facility, and it was so modern and so high tech,
Crazy, right?
It was like Z said, it's going from the 70s to the future, and that's what this hospital is going to bring. I mean, it's going to really help the city out, and downtown will boom. Because, people don't want to, they want to be able to walk and go have lunch. They want to go, it's really going to take off. And it's, it's about time Utica got the date on its healthcare.
You're going to be able to walk from the train station to the hospital.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You can get shot in Cornhill and you'll be in one of the best trauma centers.
5-6 blocks.
5-6 blocks. You can walk. You can limp there.
That is totally something Jason Clifford would say. That would be like the Jason Clifford positive spin.
You get dumped down at Saranac Thursday, with the barrack sheet craziness. You're right there. You're 1 block.
That's it. That's
one
right
block.
There.
You get knocked the fuck out in the street on the barrack, and you can take you right to the hospital.
Floats like a butterfly, stings like a bee. When Stacey lays you out in front of O'Donnell's, you got a quick trip to the nice new trauma center.
Hey, I've been on the other side of her suplexes before.
Oh my gosh, dude!
She don't fuck around.
You don't think I ain't been slammed up against a wall before? Fuck the pad. When somebody goes, "You want to get paddled?" I'm like, just don't give me Stacey. I've been beat up by a woman before.
This dojo has no fear.
You had rug burns on your face from our Nashville trip because I was rubbing your face into the rug at night.
I forgot about that because me and Z were talking about Nashville, and so I kind of told him about the story. So it kind of goes back to like Lake Placid when we basically didn't sleep, but it was only a 2-day trip. I mean, we flew to Nashville. And, of course, me and Stacey had put everybody to bed. I remember John went to bed. I think you carried Stacey or Liz over your shoulder.
Yeah, because you left your girlfriend in the car and ran in to lock us out of the room. I knew what your move was. And then I was pissed. So he opened the door, and I had his girlfriend on my shoulder. and he pushed me, and we went down like a ton of bricks. And as I went down, I grabbed him and pulled him into the hall and just whooped his ass.
See,
I beat on him pretty good in the hallway. I wish we could see the security camera from that.
Oh my gosh! Could you imagine if that was somebody? I mean, the people watching the video, security must have been laughing because they didn't come after us. They were probably like,
"Come here, you gotta see this."
Security was probably watching it and was like, "Oh, she's handling it. They're all set up. Should we go?" One guy was probably like, "Should we go help him?" Nah, he deserved it probably. But me and Liz took off. Right, she got mad at me because I was talking to homeless people up and down Broadway. And, giving them money. And she's like, "You don't buy me nothing. You fucking giving these homeless people money." I'm like, so me and Stacey went to some side street. Remember? But I got to tell this story. I'm not trying to be racist at all, but.
Dusk! Hi, Dusk!
Oh, where's Dusk?
Buddy!
Hey, over here.
Hi, buddy. Dusk. Hi, Dusk.
That's the most beautiful dog.
That's my boy right there. Hi, buddy. Whoopee, whoopee, whoopee.
So.
He hears you. He's just like looking like, what the fuck?
Whoopee, whoopee, whoopee.
So, me and Stacey go to the sidebar, and it's like in Nashville, it's like dollar shots. No, it's $2 shots of Jack Daniels and dollar PBRs everywhere you go. Mm-hmm. So me and Stacey were getting loaded, and we ran into some skins. Remember, Stace? A couple of your people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was weird.
And then this one black dude was being just real weird on Stacey, and kind of, I was getting a little nervous. I mean, and lo and behold, there's a couple Native Americans.
It was like some old man. He was like,
some old man. I mean, it was, and so we got saved by a couple of her people. They're like, "We got this. You guys head out." so we end up going, and I think we ran into Liz at the club. Oh, you were at the club. Stacey
had some stupid dance club, like someplace we would never go, like some big old dance club.
Yeah, they won't even let us in, and then I see Stacey at the bar with like six waiters and bartenders, all good-looking guys, all wrapped around her finger, and I'm like, "We're with her." They're like, Stacey's like, "No, they're cool. You can let them in." And so we ended up we get a taxi, and she carries Liz in, and I ran up to the room, but I did deserve it. She was holding Liz over her shoulder, and I thought it was funny to push them, and Stacey Stacey, it was like the cartoon where they're just bashing you wall to wall to wall, pounding you by your feet, and then she dragged me. So I had to get on the airplane that morning. I fucking fresh raspberries down my face, and I mean, you gotta go through the checkpoints and stuff, and they're like, "What happened to you?" And I'm just,
I got one.
Yeah,
I got Stacey.
I got Stacey.
Well, somebody's here to see me, so I gotta sign off.
And we gotta bounce too, because I got Santa Claus coming in a little bit. Santa's gonna be here in a little bit.
I want to give a little shout. So you can donate food to the food pantry, and the Utica Rescue Mission 5 days a week, and you can donate clothes to the West Street address. Go online. They take clothes on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, from 7 to 11, and 1 to 3 or something. But you can check it out. So volunteer or donate some shit during COVID, because there's people that aren't even homeless that need some help.
Absolutely.
Everybody needs help.
Absolutely.
And donate to your locally unemployed DJs, musicians, and comedians.
There you go, Stace. I'm glad we can actually talk about nothing today. So it was.
It's like it was like a Seinfeld episode.
It was absolutely like a Seinfeld episode.
I told Z last night we were going to talk about politics, and he got all nervous.
Guys, no fucking politics.
You were going to go to.
No
I
politics.
think you have to do that in the studio so I can actually hit you.
Yeah.
Give little Zoe a hug for me, please. Tell her I said Merry Christmas.
And shout out to John Nagel.
Right,
Pitter Patter Construction, John Nagel. Shout out. You're inspiring, pal. Keep it going.
Keep it going. All right. Yeah. Also, shout out to EJA Moving Services, Dave Longaretta, Utica Coffee, and the Saranac Brewery. And shout out to you, Stacey Waterman.
I have a relationship with all 4 of your sponsors.
So do I, and that's why they are my
always
sponsors.
good to have a good criminal lawyer.
I just want to say, Stace, thanks for everything you've done for me in the past 20 freaking years, or however long we've been running together. So thanks for all of it. It's been a great run, and I can't wait to continue.
Stacey, I'm not going to kiss your ass. Stacey, I'm not going to kiss your ass. I hope
You're not even part of the team anyway.
I hope you die first. Hey, I'm still number 2.
You're not number 2.
I'm number 2.
We'll see you. Happy holidays.
Cheers to Chris Phelps and Mike Hulk.
Cheers to Chris Phelps and Mike Hulk.